Hello there, this is Richard from Death and Service, bringing you another video diary. Today, coming from the Somerset town of Frome, and this is the Vallis Road Cemetery, also known as the Dissenters Cemetery because of its non-conformist burials. This is the last resting place of quite a few of the war dead, both from First and Second World War, but the one that I am going to be focusing on today belongs to Private Percy Coward. Now, Percy Herbert Coward was born in Westbury in Wiltshire, not far from here, in the autumn of 1896. He was one of 7 children, all boys, to Lily Coward and her weaver husband Charles. Not long after Percy was born, the family moved across the county border to Frome in Somerset, presumably because that's where Charles' work took them. By the time of the 1911 census, the Coward family were living in a 5-roomed end-of-terrace cottage on the outskirts of the town. Charles and Percy were both working as warpers, threading looms in the cloth industry, and 2 of his brothers were working for a printer in the town. Percy was proving himself an integral part of the community. A later newspaper reported that he was very highly esteemed by a large circle of acquaintances. He was a worker with the YMCA and the Frome Brotherhood, a member of the band, and in other directions showed himself a young man of much promise. He was employed successively at Messrs Houston's woolen mill and at the silk factory. An active member of the town's territorial force, when the Great War broke out, he was mobilised. Initially attached to the Royal Army Medical Corps, he subsequently served with the Royal Army Service Corps and the North Staffordshire Regiment, before obtaining his final transfer to the 42nd Company of the Machine Gun Corps. During his time in the army, Private Coward would have seen action in some of the fiercest battles of the conflict at Somme, Arras and Ypres. In the spring of 1918, his battalion was involved in the battles of Saint-Quentin and the Havre, and it was during this last skirmish that Private Coward was wounded. Percy's injuries were severe enough for him to be medically evacuated back to England, and once there, he was admitted to the Royal Woolwich Hospital in South London. His wounds were to prove too much for him, however, and he passed away at the hospital on the 12th of April 1918. He was just 21 years of age. Percy Herbert Coward was brought back to Somerset for burial. He was laid to rest here in the Dissenters Cemetery in Vallis Road, just a short distance from the family home. His was a family plot, and when his father Charles passed away in 1958 and his mother Lily passed away in 1960, they were both buried alongside Percy. Parents and son reunited once more.